Yeah, hi everybody, and welcome to a new interview with your DrySwap editorial team. We want to talk about the new Siemens project with the British company TrackWrap. The question is how to make packaging even more friendly for environment. I would like to welcome Magnus Edholm from Siemens Industry, my interview partner today.
Thank you, Dirk. It's a pleasure to be here. Appreciate it.
Siemens has developed a new concept for the green revolution in packaging with the British company TrackWrap. What was the starting point for this project?
Good question. First of all, perhaps a little background about the company TrackWrap. I think it's important to understand that TrackWrap as a company is a small machine builder. They got about 18 people, employed, and they are working with the digitalization solutions, mainly from Siemens, to develop, I would say, very innovative and efficient machines for the packaging industry. And it's true, as you say, Dirk, yes, we have been working with TrackWrap for quite a few years now, with Martin Li-Ming, the CEO of TrackWrap. And on our side, we've had James Harvey from Siemens Financial Services involved, and also Saad Vakar as our, let's call him a digital evangelist, who's been working side by side with TrackWrap for a few years. But your question was the starting point for this project. As I said, the company TrackWrap are wrapping or making machines for wrapping consumer goods, retail, if you like. And it all began with TrackWrap being faced with a challenge to wrap aerosol cans. And to go with the traditional methodology using hot shrink wraps, basically applying heat into the machine, was more or less out of the question, mainly due to, safety issues with those aerosol cans. So the technology that TrackWrap's been developing, this cold wrap, was mainly ideal for this task because they don't add any extra heat to the wrapping process. The main challenge was, however, though, to find, let's say, a balance of the forces when wrapping those cans. And in order to figure out the exact way of how to stretch the plastic foil, etc., they created a digital twin of the machine to find the optimum parameters. And then over time, it proved to be that this digital twin was not only used for design, but also to validate the automation of the machine, simulate it, and essentially also virtually commission the machine in a virtual environment. So they knew that they were doing the right thing before they actually built a physical prototype of the real machine.
Isn't the TrackWrap project about more than just sustainability?
Definitely, Dirk. It's more than just sustainability. It also shows, I think, from my point of view, how small, medium enterprises can utilize the digital enterprise or the digitalization solutions to deliver machines faster to market, make sure that the machines are more reliable, and of course also safer, since safety is obviously crucial in this industry. The digital twin approach that I spoke about in the first question has allowed them to test and verify all different iterations of the machine as it is being built. And it had brought together different departments within TrackWrap in order to, which has led to an optimization of their internal processes. And they are now working more, let's say, intelligently with those tools in their hands. But it doesn't stop there, you see, Dirk. I mean, if you also look at the concept that they developed in the ownership model, the machine isn't necessarily being sold to an end user, it's being leased. And together with Siemens Financial Services, they've developed a pay per wrap model, meaning that you don't buy the machine, you pay per each wrapping of the goods you want to pack up and send out. And this obviously has a lot more to it. Very nice ownership model, obviously. It also grants you the ability to predict your maintenance and downtime in a much better and effective way. And also the plastic, I mean, some may say, oh, it's plastic involved. Yes, but they also have a recycling concept with the whole thing. So the plastic which the cans are wrapped is also being recycled and used once again. So It's a new business model thinking. It's a driven innovation process to develop machines faster and more better, as well as sustainability. And one more thing before I give back to you, Dirk. I spoke with Martin Leeming last week, and he's got 3 passions. It's engineering, it's retail, and sustainability, or the environment. And that is definitely the cornerstones of his vision as a very driven and innovative CEO, making sure that TrackWrap will be a player also in the future.
What is Siemens ultimately able to realize together with TrackWrap, and what savings were possible?
It was a lot of savings done. I'm going to actually mention some concrete numbers. I'm going to look at my notes here. But if you compare the traditional way of doing things in this field, they managed to reduce the use of plastic with 70%. The energy consumption from a sustainable point of view went down with 90% thanks to this innovative new method to wrap those cans up. The time to market was also sped up with 40%, and the development cost went down 30%. And this, I would say, is really good numbers. And I would say that Martin and his team has been doing a great job on this, Dirk.
Is this project you realize with TrackWrap also transferable to other areas of industries? And when should a company think about this?
First of all, when we talk about the digital transformation or the digital journey, if you like, I think it is important to look at TrackWrap to see how they did it. I mean, they started off taking a small step, and then from that they built on, and they kind of built up this confidence in the decisions they made, investment decisions. I think it's important in order to keep your competitors at bay, if you like. I think it's time to start now, and if you considering where to start or thinking about where to start or how to start, you can definitely come to us. We have the Digital Enterprise Service team, who is very skilled consultants, implementation specialists, and optimizers. They're developing a roadmap, they implement the solutions needed, and also in the optimization side, where it comes to collecting data, understanding data, and use the data to continuously optimize, essentially what Martin Leeming has done with TrackWrap. One other thing is that the digital tools should be included in your day-to-day business, because that would give you a competitive edge, I would say. And for companies such as TrackWrap, I think it's perhaps the best method to tackle the competition that they are faced with. And what can I say more? You need to find that one challenge you're looking to overcome and then go at it. Make a decision, use technology because it has a purpose, and so on and so forth. So definitely this applies for, I would say, more or less any type of company. Don't hesitate, go in there, talk to us if you need support on your digital transformation journey. And from there we can lay out the path to digitalization. And I mean, it's not a journey with a given end station. Digitalization is a journey with steps along the way. It's all about getting further and getting better to continuously optimize using data and digitalization solutions, software automation, and of course also the know-how.
Yes, Magnus, thank you for the very interesting answers and introducing us to TrackWrap from the technical and the financial point of view. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Dirk. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.